100,000 years ago, in a cave in what is now Israel, a body is lowered into the ground. Someone places deer antlers in the dead man's hands. Someone else sprinkles red powder over his chest. This isn't a quick disposal. This took time, thought, effort. And here's the question that should stop you cold. Why would a species fighting to survive every single day stop everything to bury a body that can't help them anymore? Food was scarce. Predators were close. Every hour mattered. So why waste hours digging a hole for someone who was already gone? Let's start with the facts, because they're stranger than you think. This wasn't a one-time thing. Archaeologists have found deliberate burials going back over 100,000 years at Kavset Cave in Israel. Neanderthals did it too. Shanidar Cave in Iraq. A Neanderthal skeleton found surrounded by pollen clusters. Ralph Selecki's 1960s excavation suggested flowers were placed in the grave. Some scientists dispute the flower theory now, but the body position itself, curled, deliberate, was no accident. Some burials were loaded with wealth. Sungir, Russia. 2 children buried around 34,000 years ago, covered in thousands of hand-carved ivory beads. Each bead took roughly an hour to make. That's tens of thousands of hours of labor for people who could no longer use any of it. Think about that like this. Imagine spending your entire year's savings on a gift for someone who will never open it. That's what early humans were doing, over and over, across continents, across tens of thousands of years. So why? Let's go layer by layer, because the answer isn't simple. It's actually 4 answers stacked on top of each other. The first is practical. A body left out attracts predators, disease, bad smells that draw danger closer to camp. Burial solves a survival problem. Simple as that. But that alone doesn't explain the flowers, the beads, the red ochre. The second is social. Grief is not unique to humans. Elephants touch the bones of dead herd members. Chimps sit beside dead infants for days. But early humans took it further. They turned grief into ritual, and ritual bonds a group together. A shared burial says, "We are one tribe. We remember our own." The third is symbolic. Grave goods, tools, jewelry, food suggest something huge, a belief that death wasn't the end. Why pack antlers for a journey unless you think the journey continues? And the fourth is cognitive. This is the real answer underneath all the others. To bury your dead with meaning, you need something almost no other animal has, the ability to imagine a future you will never see. That's called theory of mind, self-awareness stretched across time. Burial isn't really about the dead. It's proof that the living had started asking, what happens to me? Now let's kill 2 myths. Burial doesn't always mean religion. The earliest burials predate any evidence of organized religion. This was something raw, something closer to identity itself. And it wasn't only modern humans who buried their dead. Neanderthals, a completely different human species, showed the same behavior, which means this instinct is older and deeper than Homo sapiens itself. Here's the piece that changes everything. For millions of years before burial existed, death was just disposal. Bodies left where they fell. No ceremony, no meaning. Then, at some point, a switch flipped in the human mind. We stopped seeing death as an event that happens to bodies. We started seeing it as something that happens to us. That single shift, from body to self, from moment to story, is arguably the birth of human consciousness. Every grave ever dug is really the same sentence, written across 100,000 years. I know I will die, and I refuse to let that be nothing. That's not just archaeology. That's the oldest human thought we can prove. If this made you see something old in a completely new way, that's exactly what this channel is for. Hit subscribe. There's a lot more buried in history than you think.